Los Angeles, California, we're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Well, hello there, friendos, and welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined once again by a man whose pants have burned off of him, and now he's jacking his boner off to douse the flames. That's Geoff Clark.
What's up, everyone?
And beaming to us from Edo, the bearded booger-eating Ronin known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo, frap, frap.
Move.
So, Geoff, how is your butt?
Oh, wow. Right off the top. My ass is on the A block, huh? Should have expected this. Well, I played a dangerous game of poop chicken the other day whilst drinking my morning coffee. Speaking of which, I think I don't want to leave my coffee to take a shit. I want to finish my coffee before taking a shit. And I think that's my biggest issue with this whole thing.
Is that because you don't like cold coffee?
Yes.
It's weird because you don't mind cold Big Macs.
I know. And sometimes I'll just kind of forget about my coffee, but then we'll have to like microwave it.
Geoff needs his coffee piping hot.
Ow!
I have no issues with room temperature coffee.
Oh, it's brutal.
I don't
I mean,
like
do
it,
you
but
just drink it black? Like I can't drink cream, like coffee with cream in it at room temperature. Like impossible.
I mean, I don't drink my coffee black. What sort of cream do you put in it?
I mean, I use hemp milk, which is weird because it's like I don't know, for whatever reason I want a healthy milk alternative in my coffee. I don't feel like cream in the morning or like the flavored creamers they used to have, Kevin. Whenever I come to your place, maybe you still do, that are like fucking delicious. They're
good.
great.
But I have stopped. I used to put Cold Stone sweet cream, ice cream flavored creamer. Man, that's so many fucking words that make no sense together. But there was a creamer that like partnered up with Cold Stone, and their sweet cream ice cream was like a flavored, and it was so goddamn sweet because I've never really added sugar to my coffee, but like this made it taste like candy, and it was fucking delicious until one day someone was like, "Hey, have you ever looked at the label for this thing?" And it was basically strychnine.
Yeah.
So I haven't used that ever since.
Those flavored those flavored creamers, they have like zero cream in them whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's just like vegetable shortening.
So I
It's
basically
weird.
I just use. I mean, I'm a pussy. I use almond milk. I've been using almond milk for years.
I use unsweetened vanilla almond milk in my coffee.
Yeah, I guess we're all pussies. So, are you trying to blame your coffee intake on your butt? Because, like, I remember back in the day when I was, smoking ciggies. My Uncle Rob used to call, when I was a smoker, that was like the best way to start your morning. Just fucking make a nice mug of coffee, light up a ciggy, and my uncle called that lube in the hole. Because by the time you're done with that cigarette, there you are crowning.
Yeah, I don't smoke cigarettes. I'll smoke a bowl and drink coffee every now and then. I don't know if it has the same effect as nicotine, but yeah. I mean, I have my favorite dumps are the morning dumps post coffee, or in rare extreme situations, emergencies, clituations. Excuse me. I will have to. Well, in this case, situation. I'll have to take a dump mid coffee, and that was the case here. I really tried to hold it in. I was like holding on to like the sides of my seat. My feet were off the ground. It's like, I don't even know why. I mean, there's nothing to gain. And all I had to do was just like literally stand up and walk to the bathroom. Right? It was
The
I don't
bathroom was
know.
like 7 feet away, right? Like roughly, it's
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
I mean, I've been there. I've taken like literally the second the mug hits my lips, it's just like
well. That's as so. If I am getting this correct, and I'm sure somebody will check me if I'm not. Coffee itself is a diuretic.
yeah, and
So
that's very close to diarrhea.
it causes you, the caffeine causes you to pee, and the coffee causes you to poop.
Yeah.
But it's also just, it's a instinctual response. Like, that's kind of, all of that stuff generally happens in your day at the same time every day, roughly, right? Like,
Yeah, but I mean,
the first
coffee
cigarette
does
of the day,
stimulate.
the first coffee. So then your body gets used to, okay, that's the order things go: cigarette, coffee, poop, and it just happens. It feels like they're linked, but it's just
You should do an experiment,
instinct.
Shuddy. Skip your coffee and cigarette tomorrow and see if you shit.
Well, since I don't smoke ciggies anymore,
Since when? Today?
Kevin, I haven't smoked since May.
What?
He's going strong, Kevin. Don't
I coulda-
fucking belittle him.
I could have sworn you smoked this. You were smoking ciggies at Dom's wedding.
Yeah,
That's
getting
different.
fucked up.
That doesn't
Yeah,
count.
Come on,
What?
Kevin. You're better than that.
Oh my god.
For getting fucked up, that definitely doesn't count.
For all of Shuddy's petty fucking shuddying, smoking a cigarette doesn't count as smoking. You smoked a ciggy.
Being a smoker and smoking a cigarette are different things. I am no longer a smoker.
Well, if you're
I
smoking
don't-
cigarettes, you're a smoker.
That's like saying you don't do like I quit doing. Say you would be like I quit doing coke, but then did coke at a bachelor party. Would it be fair to call you a cokehead again?
I would say it's fair that you fucking relapse and you got to turn in your chip.
Well, I mean, who said anything about a chip? I mean, yeah, if you had to go through a program, that's a different story.
Shuddy just said I haven't smoked since May.
Okay, well, yeah, according to Shuddy, he misspoke.
I have not been a regular smoker since May. Okay, Kevin, is that better? I've had the occasional cigarette when I've been drinking, but I do not regularly smoke cigarettes. I don't get up in the morning and have to have a cigarette. I don't even smoke the nicotine vape anymore. I am.
Oh, damn.
Shuddy, you don't owe this motherfucker an explanation. Fuck Kevin.
Yeah, I don't fucking.
All right, you know what, Geoff? You're on your own. Next time Shuddy needles you over some little fucking...
Fucking.
Oh, yeah,
there.
right. Like,
Look
you
at
owe
how
me
red he
out.
is. We're talking to Elmo over there, and he's fucking calling me out on smoking ciggies.
Yeah, like you're not there hitting the fucking the iPad when Shuddy's
Oh my
reaming
god!
me.
Can you imagine if these roles were reversed and I'm like, I haven't smoked since May and I smoked a cigarette in front of Shuddy like a couple months ago, the cum would
I
be
would not have
flying up
given you-
out of his seat
that is-
before he even.
You are absolutely.
You're
ju-
full
you
of shit.
are. I would not be splitting that hair with you. Absolutely not.
Oh yeah, you never do that. That's totally not your thing. But
I
whatever.
don't know Shuddy to correct people on mistakes.
Well, let's get back to Jeff's ass.
Yeah,
The real meat and potatoes.
the disaster that I fucking
The disaster.
oversaw in my bathroom.
The disaster fartist.
Yeah, dude. So I played Poop Chicken. I was a little too close to losing. Actually, I think I lost because there was a little bit of poop in my drawers, and then I had to throw them out because.
Well, no, then you absolutely lost. If your underwear has to be thrown out after a game of Poop Chicken, Jeff, you did not win. I'm sorry. You really helped
Yeah,
me
Jeff,
out.
I'm with Shuddy here.
I knew you would be, Kevin. I knew you would be, you son of a bitch. I predicted this like 5 minutes ago.
I feel bad. I feel bad doing this to you after you had my back, but if the underwear had to be thrown out,
No, it's fair.
that's an
I'll
L.
hold.
That's an L. If you would have just left that part out, I would have had your back that you won. There's times maybe you should omit things.
I've sprayed my shower head on my ass. All right, let's just. I think it was a split decision loss. It wasn't a knockout. I didn't shit my pants. It was like a skid mark.
Okay, but why did the underwear have to be thrown out then?
Because I'm not washing shit out of my underwear. I should have lit it on fire. I wanted to light the whole trash can on fire.
Is it one of those things where like is like in No Country for Old Men where he's carrying around that cattle killer. Like you push the button and the turd just went like poof, and like punched your undies, but then sucked right back up your ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
You did the old Anton Chigurh.
Yeah.
Like a mechanical pencil where you stick out the lead and then you push it back in.
Yeah, that's pretty much what. How crazy my game of poop chicken was. That's how down to the wire it was.
If you shart, do you toss the underwear or do you wash them?
It depends on the
Just a
severity.
shart. We're not talking talking a full blown shit your pants.
Oh, I know, but like let's all agree here that all sharts are not created equal. So
that is true.
Sometimes it's a little bubble that pops. Sometimes it's a big one. Sometimes it looks like, someone sneezed in your underwears. But like, I'll say if it's a sharp by sharp basis. There have been times where I'll be like, there is no salvaging you into the fucking trash heap. And then there's times where it's like, you know what? I'm going to wash this motherfucker and then I'll take a look at the ass part of it when it comes out and see if it worked.
Jeff, I don't want my shitty drawers in there with my other clothes.
If it's just like a little doink, it's gone.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
is it? Do you have a washer and dryer in your apartment, or do you have to pay by the load?
I have to pay by the load.
I heard you.
Okay,
but it's at the bottom of my stairs outside of my
apartment.
apartment.
But if you didn't have to pay for each use of the washing machine, it would make sense. You could wash the underwear by themselves without putting other clothes in there. It doesn't make
I guess
the amount of.
It wouldn't change my decision though.
It would. Okay.
I don't ever want to see those underwear again. It's a fucking. It's like a whatever, like a souvenir of a lost battle.
You are dead to me.
Does Cheech also follow this guideline?
I'm not sure how Cheech handles his drawers when he shits in them.
Is this a House Clark rule? Is what I meant. Like, is there a gentleman's agreement? Like, we shart our pants. We are not washing them in the washing machine.
That's the Clark family credo.
Yeah, it's our mission statement. Honestly, I've never talked to them about it. This is a conversation I save for you guys, my podcast bros. I don't know what they do. Cheech used to have some. Oh, it's terrible. But Cheech used to have some weird thing about taking a shit. And I'm like, this is when he was like 4 or 5, but he would hold it in instead of going to shit. And he would like be sitting in the corner of like the kitchen, like almost like Blair Witch style, like looking in the corner and like with his like ass cheeks clenched and like holding his stomach. It was just like, you knew what he was like, Cheech, just go to the bathroom and take a shit, buddy. And he's, I don't know. It was like a weird thing that he had. He got over it. And it like didn't affect like I don't know, like he's abnormal for other reasons. That's not one of them. He doesn't have a problem taking a shit anymore. But I thought going back, I thought it was caffeine that lubed the butthole. Because Cheech doesn't drink coffee, but he drinks Celsius, and he'll talk about that lighting up, lubing up his butthole as well.
Caffeine is what causes it mostly. Yes, you are correct.
Okay.
But
all right, cool.
But I think people who drink decaf coffee also. I think but caffeine is the diuretic for sure.
Man, Celsius, that'll make you like if you shart, you might have to throw your jeans out too because it's like a cigarette burn by your ass.
I don't think I've ever had a Celsius.
Dude,
maybe
the
I've had
amount
one. My brothers like them a lot.
In a Celsius is no joke.
Yeah,
it's
they
like
were
3 cups of coffee in a 12-ounce can.
They were sponsors of John Cooper, so they sent us like a bunch of free boxes to keep on set. And if you were ever feeling fucking like you were dragging, like especially on those all-nighters, I'm caffeine is kind of like I'm like numb to it. So I could drink like 2 mugs of coffee and then just go to bed, but Celsius is fucking legit, man. That will light a fire under your ass. So All right, Geoff.
And it actually tastes pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoy
the
them.
flavors that I've had.
Huh.
So around what time of day was this? Were you like already clocked in, working, just enjoying your coffee, and then all of a sudden there's like a
Yeah.
poo emergency?
Yeah, it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock. It was the coffee shop coffee that I got.
And like, so how far into the mug of coffee were you before?
Probably halfway through.
And was there any sort of warning? I know you say you enjoy playing Poop Chicken sometime, but how far into the first quarter were you?
I'd say only a couple minutes into the first quarter. Like I was just like,
That's
at
serious.
first, like had a poop and I held it, and then after a couple minutes, like, oh no, this is a full on emergency. I did not take this seriously.
Were you just like running to the bathroom, like farting and scooting your ass?
Yeah, I had to clench and walk because it was like I knew there could have been a shark gone too far or some sort of skid mark situation in my draws, excuse me. And so I knew it was coming, and I was about to light that bathroom up. So I could not take full strides. I had to like walk like little mama, just like
Yeah, because
like
you
short,
never
tiny strides.
you never really tell us about your poos, and it got to the point where your lady was suggesting you seek medical attention, and we didn't get any updates on any of those poos. For us to get one at this point in the game, like Shuddy said, I forget if this was in the Easter egg or not, but I was expecting a photo, and I was like, oh boy.
I was sitting on the ski lift, and I had my AirPods in, and I just get text message from Geoff to Mad Scientist Party Hour, and she read it, and I'm like, nope, I'm not letting that fucking get into my headspace right now. And then Kevin asked a question that was like, did you fill the whole bowl? And I was like, oh, okay, so there's no accompanying photo, because if there was, that would have been a really fucking redundant question for Kevin to ask. So then I was a little bit more invested in the conversation, but at first I was like, oh no, this is like when we first started doing it and people would tweet us pictures of their weirdly colored poops, and like when Poop and Kathy would eat different colored foods to show us what the poop would look like.
Oh, yeah. That was fun doing poop experiments with fucking Poop and Kathy.
The golden age. The
Yeah.
golden age of
The peak
Mad
years of
Scientist
this
Party.
The peak years of this podcast. The attitude era.
Yeah, for real. For real.
So you sharded and destroyed your toilet?
Yeah. I wanted to. I almost sent you guys a picture.
Did you take a
'Cause,
picture and then just not send it?
No, I didn't. I don't know why. It's definitely not like maturity. I'm not sure why I didn't, to be honest. But you know how like when you'll take a dump and then you'll flush it and there'll be like a streak in your toilet, a poo streak.
Yes.
Like the bottom of my toilet in the water was just like covered in poop. Like the exact verbiage I use when I text you guys is, hold on, I'm pulling up the text right now. Fellas, it looks like I just power bombed shit into my toilet. I wouldn't be texting this if it weren't one of the grossest dumps of my life. Friday at 8 o'clock or 11 a.m. All right, so that's when it was, 11 a.m. Huh. It's a late coffee. I don't usually drink coffee that late. Or what happened? Now I'm starting to rethink this a little bit because it's more excusable. Because most of the time when I play Poop Chicken now, it is because I don't want to shit in the middle of my coffee and my coffee go cold. But this one's confusing. I don't usually drink coffee at 11 o'clock.
Have you ever
And
taken
you
the
won't bring
coffee?
your coffee.
Yeah, we're both about to
Kevin.
ask. We're both about to ask the same question. Have you ever brought your coffee with you to take a shit?
Oh,
No. I don't know why. I do know why. It feels gross. I don't know.
Kevin? Like, will you take your coffee in the bathroom with you?
I mean,
Like, I think I was eating a banana too. Like I'm not gonna finish eating the banana while I'm taking a shit.
Jeff sets up one of those like folding trays, and he's got pancakes on it and fucking toast, orange juice, his coffee, the morning paper. Oh, this is nice. I don't think I ever have. Like, I'm not ruling it out 100%. Like, in my days of living alone, there may have been like a time where I was nasty enough to just take it in with me, but I can 100% say with full certainty that it was never like a regular thing. Has it happened once? Fuck, I've been alive a long time.
You've taken a lot of weird shits, so
Yeah.
you can't completely rule it out.
I've spent a lot of years living by myself too, but I don't think I have, if we're being honest. Shuddy has. Look at that face. Look at this guilty motherfucker.
I think every morning.
Oh wow, you nasty motherfucker!
So, yeah, sometimes I'll
I
just fart in that
almost
motherfucker for extra seasoning.
Every morning I'm reading a book and drinking my coffee as I'm taking a shit. Yes. Every fucking morning, just about.
You nasty motherfucker.
But yeah, and because of the poop chicken and trying to force hold my poop in my stomach and it getting up to the fucking the gates, like my ass cheeks there was just shit smeared everywhere inside. Sorry, this is terrible. Oh, so it was like quite the effort to like clean all the poo out of my ass. I actually had to take a shower.
I think you sent us a text message that said, "I'm wiping back to front and front to back right now."
Yeah.
It's not. Neither way is effective.
Guys,
I tried to do a handstand.
I've given up on toilet paper and I'm just using an oven mitt.
I really I needed like a third hand. Like I'm going to predator you and you get the poop out of my butt.
I'm fucking scooting my ass on the carpet like a dog.
And for I pretty much lost composure at this point. I didn't do my 3 flush method or 2 flush method where I poop, flush, wipe, flush, which I had developed after clogging my grandmother's bathroom when I was like 13. I was like, well, I can't do this again. I've clogged a bunch of bathrooms in my day and I don't really care. But my grandmother's, it was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah. I felt really bad when I was 13 and I slept on my great grandma's couch and pissed myself.
Well, I mean,
that's weird. Yeah.
That's less excusable than clogging a toilet because you have too much shit in your belly.
Well, to be fair, it was the first time I had pissed the bed in like forever. And I did have a really realistic dream that me and my friend were pissing in a cool urinal.
Okay, well, I mean that's okay, but like 15 is too old.
No, I was 13.
Save the excuses for Nana.
Still too old.
13 is still no.
And it wasn't even Nana; it was Nana's mom.
Jeez.
So your great grandmother.
Yeah. I pissed her couch, and I didn't tell anybody. I just let it dry.
Wow. This is a villain origin story right here.
Yeah.
It was 30 years ago. She's been gone a long time. No harm, no foul.
Is the couch still around?
Yeah.
Oh,
does anybody have the couch?
I highly doubt it. It was an old couch to begin with, and this is, again, 30 years ago. Wait, am I 43? How old am I?
No, you're 42.
Sweet.
You'll be 43 in July.
Sick. All right. It was 29 years ago. But
Nice.
Anyway. So
the damage, there was so much fecal damage done that I had to use a ton of toilet paper and ended up clogging my toilet. And I wasn't done wiping, and I was afraid I wasn't done shitting. So I walked Donald ducking it to my brother's bathroom. He was at work. Or actually, he was at the gym. He doesn't even work Fridays. So I went Donald ducking it and handled the rest of the situation in my brother's bathroom. It was the first time I ever clogged it.
Cheech's toilet?
No. It was the first time I ever clogged my toilet here, or even really, I think in Long Beach or like in California. Like I haven't clogged a toilet in a long time. Like I used I used to clog a toilet on like weekly.
So when you clog a toilet, you just plunge it out, or did this require
Yeah.
professional assistance?
No, I was able to plunge it out. I was nervous. I was gonna have to call professional assistance, but I didn't have to. I ended up handling it, plumbing it myself.
Okay. Well,
So
have you learned your lesson?
probably not. I haven't played Poop Chicken since, but I can't say that when the time comes, I'm not going to accept that challenge once, do
Oh yeah, ass.
another rodeo.
Oh yeah, ass. On guard.
I can't, yeah, I can't let my ass get the final win. I gotta win one back.
I'm not one to be cucked by his own ass.
This time, shit, my ass, you're going to throw your own underpants.
I'm gonna make you shit your pants this time, ass. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to say too. I'm going to make my ass throw out its own underpants. Wait a second.
Wait a second. Those were my underpants. Dun, dun,
Ass, what are you doing wearing? What are you doing wearing my underpants?
You win again, ass. Well, I took a little journey of my own. It doesn't involve any poop, but so my shoulder has been fucked up for a long time now, and my health insurance sucks ass, and it really just it's so frustrating when you have to go and you're like, hey, my shoulder hurts. It's like, well, all right, give me a little money. Now go see this other guy. And you just get caught in that whole fucking maze of greasing people's palms and no one helps you. So I kind of just was like, you know what? Maybe I'll bypass this shit. And Carl was like, hey, why don't you try acupuncture? So there is an acupuncture school in Culver City where you can go and get kind of like discounted rates and let a student take a crack at you. So I went, I scheduled an appointment. I went and got acupuncture, and I pretty much just explained the whole thing. Like my shoulder, if I raise my arm straight up, it hurts. If I do any exercise like, climbing or shoulder presses, anything that really strains the shoulder, it's, a sharp stabbing pain, and it sucks. And I'm pretty sure, because I'm not a very active person, it's not from my fucking high school football days or anything like that. Like, I sleep on my right side, and I like to chuck my elbow up under my pillow and sleep on it. And she was like, yeah, it sounds like what you're describing is frozen shoulder. So what we're going to do is stick a whole bunch of needles in you and put some like ointment on it. And then she was like, being that it's been going on for so long, this qualifies as chronic shoulder pain. I was like, nice, chronic. So she stabbed a whole bunch of needles in it and like rubbed the ointment on. And then she was like, I'm going to try and add a little bit of electricity to help break this up. And again, I am no stranger to electricity. I have been shocked by numerous dog collars on all parts of my body for years and years and years. I've been hit by stun guns and shit. So I was ready for it. And she kind of like hooks this little battery up like she's about to jumpstart my shoulder. And she gets this little controller out and she's tweaking it. And she's like, do you feel anything? And I was like, no. So she had to keep cranking it. She keeps asking me. And then I feel it doing like little twitches. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yep, got a little something here. And she's like, all right, now I'm going to connect it into the back ones. And she starts dialing that up. And I keep like, I'm like, no, I'm not feeling it, not feeling it. And she's cranking it and cranking it and cranking it. I'm like, no, not feeling it. It finally kicks in and she's like, whoa, all right, the back of your shoulder is pretty fucked. I had to crank this thing pretty high for you to even feel it. So that means there's a lot of damage. So she's like, okay, I'm going to give you this button. Hit this if you need anything. And then she moved a heat lamp over and aimed it right at my shoulder and left me for like 30 minutes. And Shuddy, I'm gonna need screen share permission. But I took some pictures of my shoulder while it was all doinked up. Excuse me. Let's see here. This one, please. I think it's this one. So you see how it's all like greasy and shiny? But all those little stabs, and she was fucking quick with it too. She would take a needle out, hold it up against me, and then flick it. Like a nip. Like she's flicking nipples. And just... And then grab another one. Like she put all these needles in really quick, and then you can see those like electrodes right there. And then at the end of it, she came back in, she took all the needles out, and she was like, you're going to have to like probably come back regularly if you're going to want to fix this. And I'm like, I'm here for a shortcut, god damn it. I don't want to come back regularly. Regularly is expensive. But she gave me an oil to go home with. She's like, I'm going to prescribe you an oil, like an ointment. You just rub this oil on. It's like, there's like menthol in it and herbs and shit. And I go out to the front desk and they're like, oh, yeah, here, I have a bag for you. And a little brown bag. I open it up and it's got this. Whackupuncture pain relieving oil. And the bottle inside of it was actually kind of cool. It was this stuff. So it's just like this real mentholy, herby oil that I have to rub on my shoulder for 5 minutes every night before I go to bed. But it is odorous. It doesn't smell bad, but it is strong. And it has already seeped into my pillow. And on my pillow itself, it smells all mentholy and smells like this stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if it's cutting it.
I found it on Amazon. In the description, it says expels wind dampness from channels and muscles, relaxes the muscles, disperses phlegm, opens the orifices.
That's what I need. I need my orifices opened.
I have a feeling that that's a word-for-word translation from the characters on the label and not what it actually says.
Yeah, it looks like there is camphor, menthol, and methyl salicylate. It's all topical analgesic. And external use only, which is good because I was going to pour it in my butt. So yeah, that's
Anthony Jeselnik.
Inactive ingredients: Brazil nut oil, frankincense. Holy shit! Frankincense, myrrh, thyme, lavender oil, and dragon's blood. I am not fucking joking. It literally says there's dragon's blood in here.
Probably that should help you, right? You kind of need some of that.
Oil, dragon's blood.
It's good for simple backache, arthritis, sprains, and bruises. Temporary relief of minor aches and pains of muscles and joints.
It's a dark red sap from the dragon tree.
But I think I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep going. She's like, come once a week for a month, and then every other month. I was like, oh, come on. Oh, the blood of that tree. Oh, that's a cool looking tree.
That's the dragon tree where the dragon's blood essential oil comes from.
Sick. That's fucking neat.
Pretty dope.
But yeah, I don't think. I mean, it hasn't even been a week yet, but my shoulder does still hurt if I put it straight up.
It doesn't, so it hasn't helped significantly?
Not yet, no. I'm wondering if I just need to get like one of those cortisone injections to like break up whatever the fuck is happening inside my shoulder. Because it sucks. I do want to, it kind of hinders the certain exercises you can do. And I know everybody thinks I'm a pussy because I didn't go to that climbing gym. But I swear, if that shit was fun, I was not in there for long, and I was sore for days. So that was like, that would be a really, really fun way to exercise. And I'm stupid, and I'm also a wiener. So if you find a way where I can get exercise that like is actually fun, because our friend Bonnie listened to last week's episode and texted me very excitedly that I'm getting back into running. She's like, "Oh, we'll find a fun 5K to do." And I'm like, "There is no such thing as a fun 5K. I don't think there's any way that could make running fun unless you fitted me with some like ultra realistic VR goggles and made it look like I'm running away from zombies or something. I don't think the tech is there yet where running would be fun for me."
How far are you running at this point?
Well, I haven't run since the fire started because the air quality's been like real shit.
Oh, that's fair. But what were you running?
I was.
This isn't to dunk on you.
No, 2 miles.
So a 5K is 3 miles. Like, it's not.
I know.
5K isn't that big of a deal. I'm not saying that it's not that big of a deal because running 3 miles fucking sucks. I'm not. But it's not like she's asking you to do a half marathon.
Oh, I know. But when ew, gross. When I was running, I was doing 5 miles a day. And I'm not going to act like that didn't suck either, but running 2 miles and just being completely exhausted and drenched head to toe in sweat really did make me feel like a super wiener. But I'm still keeping up with the push-ups and stuff. I'm eating a lot better. I'm eating less, which I think is also a big part of it. I got to shrink my stomach. I've gotten to the point now where I try and delay eating breakfast. I eat breakfast a little later. That way I'm hungry for longer into the day, and then I try and eat dinner, and I try to make that my 2 meals of the day. And I've been eating good shit. I've been eating, acai bowls, overnight oats, fucking shitloads of salads, eating like a real bitch. And I have been sticking with the no weed. I haven't smoked weed at all in 2025 yet. Every night, still crazy fucking dreams. That hasn't worn off yet.
Carl still smokes pot though, right?
Yeah.
Thank God one of you isn't a pussy.
And it's not like, it's not like I'm sitting in the corner scratching my arm like, "Oh, I need my fix." It's fucking fine. Like, I don't struggle when I take weed breaks. It's not like quitting smoking. Like when I quit smoking ciggies, that sucked. That was a journey.
Well, that's because you're on all other kinds of medicines to help you manage your anxiety and other quirks. Like, you're not using the weed for that. So yeah, you'll be fine.
But speaking of the medications I take and stuff, people that listened to last week's episode with Alex Wilson, in the Easter egg, I had like this weird new allergic reaction that's been happening to me. And I turned as red as a lobster. And for anybody who watched it on YouTube, I was still red when the show started, and then it kind of tapered off. But I've been getting this new thing where it happened to me in Jersey when Carl and I were driving to my grandma's house. I was just like, "Oh, it's getting hot in here. Oh man, my fucking face is hot." And then it was just like, "Oh my God, I am burning the fuck up." And I got, like itchy. It was like a red rash kind of thing, but my entire face, the back of my neck, the front of my neck, and for some fucking weird ass reason, the tops of my forearms. That was it. The whole part of me that was hot and itchy. And it wasn't itchy in the sense where my usual itchy scratchies, like if I don't take Claritin or Zyrtec and I break out in hives and I'm like scratching myself like a crackhead. Like it's not like that. Like I'm not compelled to itch it. It just feels itchy. It's kind of hard to explain it. But that happened last week, and then the next day it happened again. So that's the 4th time in total it's happened. It happened twice in Jersey when I was back for Christmas, and then 2 days in a row. And I noticed it happened after I took my pills. So I was like, okay, I have developed an allergy to something that I'm taking. Which, yeah, shout out to developing new allergies at 42.
Have you figured out what it is?
No, and that's the other thing that's kind of tricky. I'm phasing. I gotta do it like one at a time. So like, and it's also because it's not like that was 2 days in a row, but the other ones were not 2 days in a row, and there's been gaps between each one. So it's not even like I can check things off every day. So what I'm doing now is I'm not taking the fucking CoQ10, which I had to take to lower my cholesterol.
I feel like if it was like you take all the medicines every day, right?
Yeah,
Like you don't, there's not. So if it was the medicine, I feel like it would be happening. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it would be happening every day. It's got to be
you'd
something
think.
environmental.
You think, but so what I did was I'll show you my fucking pill case. This is my fucking collection of nonsense. So I take, these is the Zyrtec, vitamin D, CoQ10, omeprazole for heartburn, Ritalin, and vitamin B. And I've been taking all of these for a while. So what I did was I stopped taking the CoQ10 because that's the easiest, and I'm like, I don't want to stop taking the heartburn pills because that will fuck me up, as Geoff has seen in person when I get like a flaming Hadouken stuck in my chest. But I haven't gotten it again yet since I stopped taking those. So I guess if I keep going on this and I never get that allergy thing again, I'm gonna have to just deal with having high cholesterol, I guess.
I I don't think that's the way to go about it, but you're not going to listen to me anyway.
Well, that was harsh. Well, what even is your suggestion?
I don't think it was the CoQ10 because it would be happening every time you took it.
But
And cutting it out
Shuddy,
is
every single one of these I've been taking, and it happens after I take all my pills.
I think that is just a coincidence. Because if it was an allergy to something in the CoQ10, it would happen every time you take CoQ10, not 4 times total when you've taken it every day.
So what do you think it is? Because there's nothing new has been introduced.
It has to be, I mean, it has to be something either just environmental. I don't know what it could be. I'm not saying that, but if it was something you were ingesting every day, it would happen every day. It wouldn't just have happened 4 times in a, 3-week span?
Yeah.
So I think you're cutting, it may also just be coincidental that you've stopped taking the CoQ10 and it's stopped. Like now what you need to do is take the CoQ10, and if it flares up, then that's how you determine that it's the CoQ10.
Well, I'm gonna wait a week. I'm gonna stop taking it for a week and then see what happens. And then if I get another allergy fucking weird thingy, I know it's not the CoQ10. Because you can.
Don't you have an allergist on speed dial anyway?
Oh my god! I mean, Shuddy, that was one of the most like stressful moments of my life when I finally was like, I have to figure this out. I can't just keep taking Zyrtec every day of my life because it's a little pricey. It's like $1 a day, but like there's fucking on average 30 days in a month, so that's $30 a month. That's like if some new streamer came out and it's like, hey, we're $30 a month. It's like, that is the most expensive streamer ever. I am not adding that to my bills.
I take the Walmart brand Zyrtec every day, and that works for me.
Yeah, because you're allergic to the sun. A very rare allergy.
That has a cool name. Hold on. Do we remember what it was?
I forget, because I was actually looking up for something that I'm writing. I was looking up, like, what's the most rare allergy. And there are people how you're allergic to the sun, Shuddy, they're allergic to water. So they have to, like, wait until they're, like, so stinky that it's unbearable, and then take a shower and just fucking suffer through it.
Polymorphous light eruption.
Man, that sounds like a superpower.
That's what we said last week when we were talking about your new itchy scratchies.
Yeah, it's a fucking bummer, man. And because that whole thing, I went to this guy and he did the prick test on my arm, and I went in like 4 times, and he made a list, and it was a huge list of everything that I'm allergic to. I fucking avoided everything in it, and like lemon was one of the things. So if I went out to a restaurant, I had to ask them like what's in their sauces, what's in this. Like I had to be the most annoying customer ever. And I did it. I successfully avoided every little thing on that massive list for a couple months. I did not take my Zyrtec at all. I was a fucking itchy ball of hives the entire time. And I went back to the guy and I'm like, I listened to you. I didn't take my pills. I avoided everything. I still broke out in hives. And he was like, good luck. I don't know then. So that's where that ended. So I don't necessarily know if I want to try another allergist with this. I think I'll just save a little bit of money and keep doing this medication experiment and see if I can weed it out. Because I don't know. I don't know what to do, man. Healthcare system fucking sucks. And being allergic to everything also sucks. I got to find a happy medium. Fucking poop, man. Ugh. I'll tell you what, though. These fires are a little scary.
Are they getting closer to you now? Are they
So they...
like when we talked last week, or maybe it was during Queef or No Queef, when we linked up for that, you said that in order for you to not be in order for it to get to you, it had to go through Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And I've seen that it's in the Santa Monica Mountains.
Yes. But it has been in the Santa Monica Mountains since like day one. That's kind of like the other side of the Santa Monica Mountains is the Palisades, where the huge fire is. That's the one, like, everybody in LA has downloaded the Watch Duty app, which like gives you notifications and shows you where the fires are, how contained they are, where the evacuation zones are. And the Palisades fire is almost at like 24,000 acres right now, which is absolutely fucking enormous. And it's LA has had wildfires forever, and this was just one of those shitty times where we were getting hurricane winds, like 80 to 100 mile an hour winds, just steady. Like there are palm trees that I can see outside my window, and they were just stuck, just fucking blown. There was no break in it whatsoever. And all it takes is a downed power line, and that's kind of why, like, sometimes when those winds kick up, the power companies just kill everybody's power. But I think it kind of came out of nowhere. And again, this is one of those things where, they can't really investigate it and find the source until it's burnt out. And once it's done, then they can trace it, figure out what started it. There's been times where it's arson. There's been times where the electrical company has just fucked off and decided to not replace equipment that they were supposed to. I think they got like this massive fine because one of the most recent giant ones was caused by the power company. But yeah, there was a point in time where last week it got scary. Like we were in an area that it was kind of like, they were like, yeah, you might want to have bags packed and ready to go. Like we had shit moved into our car. Because, again, like, for it to burn through Santa Monica, which the places where it did burn, like the Altadena fire by Pasadena and this Palisades one in Malibu, those areas aren't really all that urban. There's a lot of trees. There's a lot of shrubbery. Everything's kind of more spaced out. Culver City is, like it says, there's not a lot of trees. It's very apartment building-ish. There's not a lot of shrubs, not a lot of vegetation like it is, like it's all thick there. But Studio City, where I lived fucking 5 months ago, there were fires starting there that got put out pretty quick. And, you guys saw that place. That's close to a lot of trees.
Yeah,
And,
that place wasn't far from a lot of scrub. Like
Yeah.
a lot of and behind it was a neighborhood that had a shit ton of trees and stuff. Like
Yeah, I was right up
Hoop
against
Slime
it.
Alley could have absolutely burned.
Yep, 100%. And then a fire started on Runyon last week. Luckily, that one got put out pretty quick, but that was getting close to like sunset, and they had to shut down the Comedy Store and like all the businesses there. My first apartment in LA, that got evacuated, like that whole area. I saw, because like Doug Benson lives in Hollywood. He lives pretty close to my old place, and he had to evacuate. So it's one of those things where the winds, for some reason, pick up at night. So if all it takes is for them to shift east, and we could be in deep shit. And if out of nowhere, those alarms go off, those alerts on your phone that just like shriek and wake you up. Like if we got one of those, there's no time at like 3 a.m. to start getting shit ready. So all of our stuff, there's stuff in the car, and our bags are like there. So if we get woken up in the middle of the night, we're gone. And it's luckily the air's been better, but there was one day, like the first full day of the fires, because like it didn't even hit the news yet. I was driving to Santa Monica on Tuesday morning, like the day after we did the show, to pick up acai bowls for myself and Carl, and I just see this huge plume of smoke, and I was like, "Holy shit, that is quite big," and it wasn't even on the news yet. Like it was so new that they weren't even really like reporting on it yet. And then those fucking hurricane winds just blew it the fuck up. Like there's a lot of people playing, armchair quarterback on this, but that's one of those things where like you could have every firefighter in the world ready to go, but if you're fighting hurricane winds, that shit's spreading. So yeah, it was the air. Because if you look on the weather app on iPhones, it tells you like what the air quality is, and I think it maxes out at 500, and it was in the 380s.
Now, forgive my ignorance, but the 3 fires that are burning right now are not related.
Well, they don't know.
As far as like the Palisades fire didn't jump all over Burbank and start the Eaton fire. That's what I mean by related, is that one didn't cause the others. They just all are happening at the same time.
Yeah.
That was my question.
Yeah, there's
like one of them or any of them are due to like arson.
I mean, I wouldn't be
surprised. Like I've heard that thrown around that it was arson this time.
Well,
me too, but I'm not sure about my algorithms and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing, because there's also like reputable news sources that are kind of misleading with the headlines. Like they did fucking catch a guy near like the Palisades fire, and they were
it was like a civilian detainment, right? Did you see that one? Is that the same one we're talking about? Where like 50 guys like tackled someone and like fucking held them there until the cops got there?
Yeah, but that was already like a couple days into the fire. So they made it seem like the headline was worded like, hey, they caught the guy that started this massive fire. It was like, no, that guy he was like a deranged homeless guy, showed up to the town where the fires were and like had a blowtorch and was like trying to set like a trash can on fire or something.
Yeah, start another fire.
So they caught an arsonist, and who knows? At the end of the day, that guy could have started the big fire, but they got to burn out, and then they can like investigate it. So like, I mean, at this point, all the things that can start a wildfire wouldn't surprise me if it was any of them. But like that's kind of how it goes. We had like this fucking crazy rainy season last year. And then it just stopped. Like it hasn't rained since April. So all the shit that sprung up out of there kind of got dry. And I mean, it's also crazy too, because this is like my family is checking in on me every single day and calling me, and they're all freaking out. And like, as horrible as this isn't even the worst wildfire LA's ever had. Like it's the worst one in decades.
I thought the Palisades fire like broke the record for most acres burned. Did I misread that?
I think I saw something about how it's the worst one in like 40 years. But like 40 years ago, I think there was a worse one. But
no shit.
It is. It is. It's one of those things where, like, I've been seeing people that worked on, John Cooper. I just see their Instagram stories, and people are going out and volunteering, and fire stations have received like so many donations that they have to like turn them away, and they're like, "Hey, go here, check this firehouse out. Go send them this stuff." Donation centers are full, but it's also not just like ultra rich celebrities. There's 4 million people that live in LA. It's not 4 million, millionaire rich celebrities. There's fucking regular people like me and Geoff. There's people that started small businesses and saved up their whole lives and got a house, and their houses are fucking gone. Their businesses are gone. Insurance companies fucking dropped everybody. They somehow knew this was coming, and they fucking dropped it. So now they're getting off scot-free.
Yeah, the actuary science and insurance is pretty gnarly.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a handful of people where buying a new house is a drop in the bucket, but most people are fucked for the rest of their lives.
Especially out west, out there where real estate is so fucking expensive.
Yeah. Now with entire neighborhoods burned down, the fucking housing market's going to be even worse. They're saying that like all these greedy landlords are going to raise rent, so I could be fucked.
Yeah, I mean, probably, dude. It's whack. The greed, just with life in general, and on the heels or after these things are it's disgusting. Frankly, it sucks, dude. And yeah, it is. It's gnarly. Just like how, like State Farm, the insurance company is like, yeah, it hasn't rained in a while. We feel something's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the systems that they have, like the models, all this, like the science behind the decisions they make it's fucking crazy. Like they're not making uneducated decisions ever. Like never. Like they probably had a good idea that what was going to happen happened.
Yeah, and
or
to
what happened
begin
was
with,
going to happen.
just to begin with, to get fire insurance on your house is like jaw-droppingly expensive. So these people have been paying into that, like just boatloads of cash just to have them be like, fuck you. Thanks for all that money, but fuck you.
Yeah. But let's not talk shit about them. I mean, it's a tough job, everyone, hey, it's not so bad. They're not villains.
Yeah, do you know how hard it is to fall asleep after just robbing somebody blind and letting their house burn down?
Yeah.
That'll take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny how fucking it's like you see these people online, they read like 2 memes and all of a sudden they're fucking Smokey the Bear.
For sure, dude.
Like I'm sure everybody has had a moment in their life where they've been at their job for a while, they know what they're fucking doing, and then walks some know-it-all who's like spracking off at the mouth, and you're like, you motherfucker, you really think you know more than me? I've been doing this my whole life. You know more than me? Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like you said, there's been deadlier wildfires. I don't feel like, no, at least not since I've been here, there's been this one this close to LA County. And this is going to sound shitty, but like to me, a lot of the coverage is just based on it being in Palisades and Malibu and it affecting rich people. I know it didn't just affect rich people, but I think that has a big reason to do with the more coverage. Because I mean, a couple of years ago there was a really bad one up in Bakersfield, and like a couple of the guys that I was working with at USA Today, like their whole childhood's burned down. Their fucking schools, their homes growing up, their daycares, their playgrounds, like just gone. Like it's just fucking wiped off the earth. And there was some coverage about it, right? But it wasn't like Anderson Cooper standing in front of a fucking fire like, this is bad. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, this time, for people that were listeners of the Ella show back in the Sirius XM days, our buddy Bennett, his childhood home burned down, his elementary school burned down, like people's schools are burning down, churches are burning down, and like
terrible.
People are fucking cheering it. Like you're cheering churches burning down.
Oh yeah.
Sick,
yeah,
man.
that I think we're on the same page here. Is it the politicizing of the natural disaster
Yeah.
where these fucks want to like dunk on liberals and Democrats? That really pissed me off. I had to take a couple editorial calls off because I just was gonna let a few of the writers at Outkick have it, and it's just like, you know what? They pay me well. My benefits are good. They're not on me about my schedule. I never hear shit when I just go missing for 3, 4 hours to record MSPH. Could be worse, but man, did these motherfuckers piss me off. Like, hey, let's put out the fire maybe before you start dunking on politicians, right? Maybe let's just put out the fire first. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds
Jesus
good.
Christ.
I mean,
Right.
if there's blame to be made, yeah, let these motherfuckers have it.
For sure. Like, hey, you know who hates Californian politicians the most? Californians. We fucking hate them. We fucking hate them. Like, we don't like them. Like, we're not happy about how they use our tax money, but just wait until the fires get put out.
Yeah, there's like all this
right?
stuff about like, like the mayor cut the fire department budget and gave it to the police. But then you look at it and like it was like $850 million down to like $830 million.
Right.
I'm like, again,
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking tree scientist, but I'm pretty sure they're like, oh shit, we were 20 million short on putting this out.
Yeah, I heard like, oh, you vote for it. It's like, well, actually, on the ballot in November, this passed, but Prop 4, we all voted in favor for, and that gives $10 billion for additional clean water for fighting wildfire to essentially the water department, which my brother's girlfriend works in. It's just like, yeah, well, no, we actually did kind of vote like considering this, like.
Yeah. And like fire hydrants running dry, a 25,000 acre fire. Yeah. Fire hydrants give you enough water to put out like 2 houses.
Yeah, there's no.
I don't.
Yeah, my brother's girlfriend she's been like posting shit like this on her Instagram because she literally works for the water department. Like this is something like she's paid to know and is an expert on. But she was like, essentially, there's no government in the world that has the infrastructure or fire department in the world that has the infrastructure to handle this.
Yeah.
It's like pretty much a biblical disaster. Like there's nothing
People are like,
anyone could have done.
why aren't they using the ocean? It's like they are. You can watch videos of it. They are using the ocean.
Yeah, they
What?
pick up the water. And
Yeah.
you dump it.
It's actually kind of cool. They're like compilations of like these just bullseyes of planes just nailing fires in like one shot and putting them out.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it does suck when people are in the process of losing their homes and someone who like works the register at AutoZone is like, well, I know more than these fighters. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you went to Meme University. Okay.
Yeah. It seems they told you so until the fires are put out. How about that?
Yeah. But it's they're saying that these winds are gonna fucking kick up again, these Santa Ana winds, and it's just like shit. Every time you think luckily those like hurricane winds that made these things like explode, it's not the fires aren't growing as anywhere close to what they were in like the first day or two. Like like you can watch videos of like palm trees that are on fire and the embers are just flying because it's 100-mile-per-hour winds. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, dude.
And every time I think like I can unclench my butthole, it's just like, oh, the winds are picking up again tonight. It's like, oh fuck, man. Like I would love to not just see the go bags waiting by my front door because every time I look over, it's just like ugh, anxiety. Oh fuck.
You still got
So
him
it's
there?
Yeah.
it's the Santa Ana winds that are causing all of this, right?
Yeah.
As far as everything blowing around, not necessarily the cause of the fire, but the reason they're spreading so rapidly.
Yeah. And the reason why they're having like such a hard time containing it. But like, I mean, just even when this is over, like this is just the fucking beginning, man. Entire neighborhoods, massive neighborhoods just fucking wiped off the map. Nuts. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that's been checking in. Geoff, I know you got a long way to go before you start packing bags. You're pretty far down.
Yeah, I've had it. Yeah, my grandparents or like random people hit me up from out east. It's like, yeah, I mean, for it to hit me, like, it would have to literally burn down all of LA.
Yeah, end of times type scenario
Yeah.
Yeah.
if the Palisades fire gets to Long Beach.
Which is also pretty crazy. Like, I've also seen people sharing pictures of like the Hollywood sign on fire. And it's like, you fucking dopes. You got tricked by AI again. The Hollywood sign did not catch on fire. Runyon caught on fire. Like, there's a freeway in between Runyon and the Hollywood sign, but that one got put out pretty quick because I think it started when the winds had already died down. So they got rid of that one. And then people have you seen anybody sharing the whole thing? Like, they said Diddy's house burned down and now they don't have evidence to go after him. And like, oh, how convenient. I guess I'm sad to report Diddy's house did not burn down. Like,
Well, there have
Yeah.
been I've seen that other celebrities have got caught saying that their house burned down, only to then say it's a miracle that their house didn't get burned down.
Is that true?
oh yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, yeah. James Woods was like on CNN crying that his house burned down. And to James Woods' credit, like, if you fucking get evacuated and your neighbor, you see that your neighborhood burned down, I would be like, fuck, my house is gone, because you have no way of knowing. But yeah, look,
Yeah.
he lucked out. Mel Gibson's place, I heard his place burned to the ground. But like, man, I can't find. Everybody's got some shit to say about like one famous person or another. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about John Goodman, and Homeboy lost his house.
I thought you were going to say James Woods. I was like, I mean, I love James Woods too, but I think people have definitely shit on
Yeah, I mean he's a very vocal guy with his opinions, but
him.
we are on the record of saying James Woods kicks ass at vampires.
I mean, yeah, his political opinions or whatever, you can have whatever feeling you want about him, but he makes movies better.
Yeah,
He does.
I don't
Like,
I don't want James Woods' house to burn down.
yeah, just pretty much playing the same exact character that he is on Twitter. Just do that in a movie and it's fucking gold. It really is. It's fucking the guy who plays a phenomenal asshole. Just his cadence, just his aura. Like it's uncanny how good of an asshole he is all the time.
Well, I mean, he was the good guy in Vampires.
But he was
He
still
was
kind
an
of a prick.
asshole. He
Yeah, he
was
was
a
an
fucking
asshole.
dick.
All right, yeah, he got
That
me.
was his charm, is that he was kind of a dick.
But yeah, Jeff and I, we're still in good shape for everybody checking in.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody, for
thanks.
your well wishes. Like, if you give a shit, like I know people that have been like going out to like Costco and stuff, and like just getting essentials for people that are in shelters and stuff. So like it's easy to find people and just give it straight to, like, I gave I Venmoed money to people directly who are going to like Target, Costco, and getting stuff for the firefighters, getting stuff for people in shelters. So sharing memes, not very helpful. That stuff is. You can help your fellow Americans, because everybody gets their turn in the bucket. We all need help sometimes, and for everybody talking shit, you might get your turn in the bucket.
Yeah.
We might come across your GoFundMe. You never know. But on a lighter note, Shuddy Boy, you dropped a little bit of a bomb on last week's Patreon show.
Oh,
And
okay.
I have to check in on that because Shuddy Boy, I know everybody in the Puminati's hearts were broken when you lost your buddy. And that took a different turn of events. Okay. I do not mean this in a dickheadish way, but if you had not just lost a dog, do you think you would have taken in a cat?
Yes. If regardless, if Parker was still around, I still would have felt obligated to try and give my aunt's cat a home if everything else in the situation was 100% the same. It's not. This cat is not replacing Parker. This cat will never be a dog.
Oh, I know. But, I mean, for people,
So
just to
that
get
was
everybody
it.
up to speed, Shuddy's New Year's was spent helping his aunt clear out her place and moving her into a home. And lo and behold, she had taken in a stray cat that was, I guess, still
No,
pretty
she
feral.
adopted this cat from a shelter. But the cat was shy, and so my aunt just kind of left the cat alone. So other than getting fed regularly, which she probably ate at night while my aunt, if the pattern that's been going on is to be followed, is she ate when my aunt was asleep, and they never interacted. So the cat is very timid and very not. I don't want to say unhuman friendly, but not looking
Well,
for human
well,
companionship.
your dad had a little bit of a different experience.
He did, which so when I give my update, it makes the things that happened to my father even more shocking because the cat and I have had two traumatic days together over the last 2 days. Um, but she bit my father multiple times in the palm, and he got a really bad infection and had to get intravenous antibiotics, and it was a whole thing.
You had to go to the ER, right?
Yeah, he had to go to the ER.
That is a fucking cat attack.
So she's been living in my spare bedroom, and I've tried slowly to get her to come out of her shell. I haven't really encroached on her space. But she's tracked kitty litter all over the room, which understandable. Like it's not a mad thing. But I thought yesterday morning I was going to be super nice and I was going to put her in the carrier and remove her from the room so I could vacuum and didn't traumatize her with the vacuum cleaner.
Oh, how did that go?
Horribly. Horribly. Because I had to take the mattress off of the bed.
And I don't think we mentioned this on the main show, but that cat was pretty aggressive with everybody, but like showed you some love, right? And which is kind of why you took it in.
Yeah, like she let me get close enough to touch her, and I was able to pick her up and put her into the carrier. What's
Guys,
your question, Jeff?
I'm just gonna run and grab some water real quick. I'm parched, but I can hear you guys.
Okay. Um, so I took the mattress off of the bed, and um, it's an IKEA bed, so it's super cheap. Like it's a cheap mattress,
I know, I
and then
slept on it.
there's slats across the bed frame. So like I had to like peel the slats away, and I tried to pick her up, and then she like jumped onto the slats, lost her footing, and was like flailing around, trying to jump from the slats to the windowsill, which she couldn't get. She tried multiple times, but only couldn't get enough of a spring off of the slats to get onto the windowsill. So then she ended up falling back to the ground. I finally picked her up, finally got her in my hands,
Okay.
wrapped in a towel, not very well.
Yeah, we'll see
And
that. What's going on there?
I have the
I hear Cheech.
Oh, mama.
um and I have the cat carrier on the nightstand next to the table, but I know it's not secure enough for attempting to put her in.
Yeah.
So like I'm holding her with one hand and I'm kind of trying to get the cat carrier more stable on the nightstand, and she leaps out of my hand into the cat carrier. I don't know if you can see. She got me
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good on the palm with
Yep.
her claws, which is fine. I'm okay. Like no infection. But she jumps into the cat carrier. Um
Yeah.
And cat carrier fell
Uh-oh. With the cat in it.
with the cat in it. Like it tumbled and like flipped and landed with like the back, like with the cat carrier standing on the back straight up with the opening up. Poor cat's in there, like completely traumatized. So then I
Jesus
put
Christ.
her in. Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. I probably would have caused less trauma to her if I would have just fucking vacuumed with her under the bed.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe.
and then when we moved her into that room, we did the very male brain thing, and instead of actually cleaning up all the stuff that was in that room, we just shoved it in the closet.
I mean,
Oh shit.
that counts as cleaning, right?
Tidying.
That's how I do it.
However, she got into the closet last night and was holed up in there this morning.
Oh, like a
So
hostage situation.
so I had to
Situation.
traumatize her yet again this morning to get her out of the closet because she like kept burrowing under. Like it was just, the poor cat has been through the ringer the last 2 days. So it's not going well.
Oh my God. Have you stuck with the name?
Nobody likes it but me.
So we did try to come up with a way. What was the cat? Missy, right?
Missy, yeah.
Which I thought was kind of cool because it's like a King Diamond reference. But Shuddy, he wants his pets to have Spider-Man themed names. And we were going to reach out to the Puminati when Geoff dropped the mother of all female cat names of Uncle Ben.
Yeah. I thought that was a winner. What happened?
I would love to hear anybody's argument against it because what a fucking winner.
Yeah. Who has an issue with Uncle Ben?
Yeah. So
Draven doesn't like it. Draven doesn't like it. I think it's fucking hysterical.
Stab me right in
I
the
love
back.
it.
you tell Draven he can get his own cat.
At two, Draven? Figured he'd be on my side.
Well, Shuddy, you have been a cat owner for just about 2 weeks. Is it everything you hoped for?
No. I mean, it's as bad as I thought it would be. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Like, I'm
You're speaking
just
from your heart, buddy. Just fire away.
if there's gonna be a pet in the house, I want the pet to like want to be a pet. like yeah, the dogs are annoying when they won't leave me the fuck alone. But like this cat is on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like cat, you don't understand what a colossal effort this is for me to even attempt to try and bond with you, and you're not giving me anything here. Like I can't even get you to fucking swat at the fucking toy on a string. Like give me something. Give me fucking something.
Fucking pussy. Fucking pussy.
Well,
but
I'm sorry that happened to you, Shuddy. To
But
have
listen, it is, cats suck. We all know that. They're gonna do things at their own pace, and she may never be like a lovey-dovey cat, but she's eating, she's using the litter box, and other than when I try to interact with her, she seems to have an okay time.
get her some medicinal catnip.
I should just go in there and smoke up and be like, now we're on the same level. Because catnip and cannabis are related.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean,
They are.
what about if you just like got like an eighth of catnip, put a little bit in your volcano. That way it's nice and healthy.
Listen, there's catnip in the toys I got her. There's catnip in the scratch pad I got for her. I'm not sure if she's a fan. She might be straight edge.
Come here, Uncle Ben. I'm gonna fucking shotgun you some catnip vapes.
Uncle Ben's a narc. Go figure.
Come on, Uncle Ben. With great power comes great responsibility. Well, I mean, for somebody who also doesn't like cats, I mean, I guess I don't hate cats. It was just I was never allowed to have a dog growing up, and I don't know why I was allowed to have a cat. Probably because they don't need to be walked and they could just stay in my room. The big deal was my grandpa was allergic to them, and at the time I wasn't. So I just wanted a pet, and I love my cats. But then when I finally got to have a dog, I was like, oh, this is what I've been looking for. I want.
Can you tell? I forgot when we were talking about this last week. What was that dog's name?
Which dog?
The
Oh,
one that we were talking about.
oh, Rimshot. Yeah, Rimshot. I at that point in time, I didn't even know what a rim job was. I just was obsessed with Ernest movies. His dog's name was Rimshot, so I named this dog Rimshot. And then I remember I was on the phone with my dad, and I'm like, "Yeah, we got a dog." He's like, "What's the dog's name?" I was like, "Rimshot." He was like, "Why'd you name your dog Rim Job?" I was like, "No, not Rim Job, Rimshot." And then I heard one too many people make the rim job joke, and I'm like, "Oh man, I'm fucking missing something here." But yeah, like that was. I was like,
Something's over my head.
I was like, this is what I wanted from a pet. I can play with this animal. I can snuggle with this animal. They're like my friend. They're my homie. I can like pet the dog, and it won't just out of nowhere after 30 seconds spaz out and fucking eat my hand and claw at me. So it was at that point, it was just like, well, I found the superior pet, so why would I ever go back? And then I fucking developed an allergy. Not like a crazy one. I just get like a runny nose, and my nose and my face gets itchy, a little itchy when I'm around anything that sheds. So like dogs that shed and cats. So I feel you, man. Like to not want something and then have it thrust upon you, and then it's a fucking drama queen diva. You should put some videos up on Patreon of you dealing with Uncle Ben.
I mean, I can try.
Uncle, Uncle Ben isn't very camera friendly, is he?
I mean, she. That's how we
Right,
got the
excuse me.
Uncle Ben thing.
Excuse me,
That's
sorry.
how we got here in the first place.
Right.
She just, I mean, there's not much. The interaction's just me going up there and being like, "Hey, Uncle Ben, are you gonna let me touch you now?" Like, it's fucking weird. I don't like. How about we just sit here? I'm gonna just dangle my hand down the side of the bed. It's not gonna come any closer, but so you know, I'm not gonna hurt you. I don't know what to do.
What if you went and bought like a giant cat suit and you
What if you just,
pretended
like,
to be a
left-
cat?
That's a good idea, actually.
Like
Better
crawl-
than what I was going to say.
Crawl into the room on all fours and see if you can bond with the cat.
Like, I
I
don't
would
know if it's a
suggest you just leave the
situation.
door open.
I'm Shuddy Boy, the alpha cat.
That is going that I cannot do because the dogs.
Oh, the dogs will eat Uncle Ben.
I'm more afraid that the dogs, since they have never seen a cat before, will be too curious and she will fucking destroy them.
And then the dogs will eat Uncle Ben.
And then I'll be taking dogs to the emergency vet because they got mauled by a 4-pound cat.
Although,
Yeah, cats are vicious, Kevin.
Yeah.
I would take the cat in the fight.
if Uncle Ben, falls victim, but that could lead to you getting superpowers. We all know what happens to Uncle Ben's in origin stories.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Shuddy doesn't seem into that. Do you guys have anything to review? I know there was one thing on the docket at least, right?
I don't have anything to review.
The only thing I got, I guess, I'll be quick about it, but I did watch Squid Game season 2. You watched it last week as well, right? Or you finished it last week, right, Kevin?
Yeah, and Shuddy, you finished it too, right?
I haven't even started it.
Oh. Well then, Geoff and I watched it.
Yeah, I thought the first season was better, but I thought the second season kicked ass. Like, I love the story idea. I love the the gruesomeness of all the kills and the games, and I just think it's like really well done. The story was a little weaker this time around. I'm not going to get into spoilers, but but it just, I don't know, it felt more, for lack of a better word, authentic last game, last season. Whereas there was a little more like, I don't know, storytelling or kind of like jump, like leaps and logic to get characters
Yeah.
in certain spots.
And I mean,
But
they painted themselves into a corner a little bit. Like that first season was just so epic and ended in such a crazy fucking way. It's like, all right, you can either end it there or attempt to make a season 2. And then what do you do? Do you just do the same thing over again, or do you try and make something new out of it? And I think this is probably the best way they could have gone with making something new out of it, where it 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 can't be as good as the first season, but this is about as close as you can get. I think season 2 is fucking awesome.
so was the original plan? Do you know if the original plan was just to do one season, then it was super successful and like, oh hey, there's so much money on the table, like we got to do another one?
No, because I think the way the first season ended, it did kind of like wink at like, oh, here comes some more shit. And from what I've heard with people that have pitched to Netflix, Netflix wants a 3-story arc if you're pitching them a series. Like if Netflix is going to pick up your series, they want to know how you're going to end season 3. So you need to like lay out the blueprints for that. They typically don't go past 3 because there's a rule with like the guilds where once a series passes the 3rd season, there's like required significant pay bumps. And being that, Netflix is subscription based, it's like, all right, well, we'll just do 3 seasons of this awesome show and then find a new awesome show to do 3 seasons of, rather than, do it like The Office, where it's like we're on the 9th season and everybody's getting paid, a shitload of money because people buying ads on the show are paying way more so we can afford it. It's tough with like a streaming model.
Okay. But either way, I mean, this season kicked ass. The new characters in it were awesome. The existing winner came back for a second season, was awesome. They introduced a new guy, right? New like famous Korean actor he was in I Saw the Devil, maybe? Cheech was telling me about it. You know what his name is?
Is he the one that looks like a Korean Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah.
No, he was in the first season.
Okay, all right. Did maybe he just get more of like a bigger role in this season? Because I don't really remember much in the first season.
Yeah, he was like the front man, but now he's like, he's got a more prominent role. But like, yeah, he's a really good actor. I like that dude a lot.
I don't even remember, when did the Squid Game come out? Squid Game 2. When did the new season come out?
I think it came out last month.
It was December 26th, right?
Something like
that. It was the day after Christmas, I think.
I know I was still in Jersey, and like my mom wanted to start it, and I was like, I got to watch this with Carl.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the day after Christmas. So I watched like the first episode. Me and Cheech were watching it together, and we watched like the first 1 or 2 episodes when it came out, and then didn't really do much of it, and then just like pretty much crushed it this weekend, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it started off a little slow, like getting them into the game, but once they're in the game, I don't know. I guess my only issue with the story or the show itself is just that I don't really like the supporting or subplots or tangential stories. Like I just like them playing the game and seeing who's going to come out. Like I think that's fucking sweet.
Yeah, they're fucking sadistic.
Yeah. But I mean, like the point of it is like, hey, these guys have the chance to vote to get out of it and not play.
Yeah,
and they vote to play every time.
Did they not do that in the first season? Because I can't remember. I don't remember. They did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember they did votes. It's just like, it's just greed. It's just the same fucking story that's been plaguing mankind forever. Like, hey, you see all the money up there. You want to vote no or yes? You made it through the first game. What do you think? Got one more in you? And then looking at the money, looking at the negative in their bank account, like, fuck it, let's roll. Fuck it.
It's like Geoff. It's like Geoff playing Queef or no Queef.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm fucking riding out. I'm riding out. By the way, for people that are not on the Patreon, man, these recent episodes of Queef or No Queef have been pretty epic.
They've been fun. I
Yeah,
haven't looked at the Patreon comments. Are people digging it?
I think so. I mean,
Oh,
that Queef or No Queef, it's getting action in the responses, but like, man, I feel like not only have the turns of events in Queef or No Queef been really interesting and engaging, I think the episodes have been really fun and funny as well.
yeah.
Man, there's something else. I think there's. Oh, never mind. I was like, oh man, there's about to be this awesome series coming back that I can't wait for. But it's the fucking Castlevania anime, and I'm the only person who cares about that. But man, that comes out on Thursday, and I am fucking pumped. I got a fucking Castlevania anime boner ready to roll.
Did you watch Creature Commandos?
I did. I finished it, and fuck, that show is awesome.
Draven and I really enjoyed that.
I mean, it starts strong, and then it just kicks into hyperdrive like a few episodes in, and man, I was hooked. I'm glad I let the episodes pile up so I could just like binge it, because that is exactly what I did. And it even got like Carl hooked in. She was like, watch the first 2 episodes, and she was like, yeah, I mean, it's your fucking superhero cartoons. You can watch this without me. And she caught like a few things where she was like, wait, what's happened? And like takes a seat on the couch, like, all right, let's fucking go. Like Dr. Phosphorus, he's like a skeleton that's just like radiated. Some of his kills are fucking gruesome.
Good old Alan Tudyk's.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk's a voiceover master. Yeah, it's great. I think it's fucking awesome. Like, I was expecting to just kind of be like, all right, this is the start of James Gunn's DC universe. Like, I don't really know the Creature Commandos, like whatever. I'll suffer through these episodes. Well, yeah, not suffer, but like I'll make my way through these so like I'm primed for his like big DC universe when the movies start. But man, now I'm just like, I don't really give 2 fucks about any of the movies. Give me season 2 of Creature Commandos, because that was sick.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if any of them get brought over into.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that myself. Because there are characters from Suicide Squad in Creature Commandos, and they're like voiced by the same people, so I don't know. All I know is I enjoyed the fuck out of that, and man, shout out to James.
So did I. Have either of you watched any of Bookie on Max?
I have not.
I watched the first episode, but I didn't keep watching with Sebastian Maniscalco, right?
Maniscalco and I can't think of the other guy's name. Hold on.
I feel like I should write about it at Outkick. That'd be like a cool little sports betting thing that's not just picks and analysis, something that I could just. It would be preferable to do in like the summer when there's no football or basketball, but I don't know. I thought about watching it and reviewing it weekly or something. But how far along are you? It's in its second season, right?
Yeah, we're current. We enjoy Draven and I enjoy it.
No shit.
It's got Vanessa Ferlito in it.
I don't even know who that is. Look her up.
She was. You'll recognize her when you see her. She was in Death Proof. Toboho Tozetsi.
Ferlito. Oh, yeah, I do.
Toboho Tozetsi.
47. What?
But those are my recommendations: Creature Commandos and Bookie.
We just got a 3-month free trial for Apple TV, so we're gonna start making our way through Severance. Because
I heard that's good.
Yeah, supposedly the first season is just fucking sick, and then I guess the second season starts this week. And
Watch Ted Lasso.
Carl watched the first season of Severance and said it's amazing. So we're gonna make our way through the first season and then get current with it.
I should check it out. I got Apple TV. It's one of those things that I subscribe to and haven't even thought of. I watch Apple TV here or there. The morning show, the first season of that was fucking awesome. and they have a great documentary. I forget what it's like. Something about the guy's name is like Eric Kahn. He's like a fucking crazy attorney from the South. Something I don't know, like a play on con man is the title of it. I'm spacing on it now. And the Jake Gyllenhaal shit. What's the Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh yeah, I saw like a bunch of billboards for that.
Oh man! All right, it was really good. I liked it. Jake Gyllenhaal, Apple TV. Oh, Presumed Innocent. Yeah, check that out, dude. I thought that was really good.
Yeah. Now that whole fucking Pandora's box is open, we got 3 months to just cram as much Apple shit as we can before it runs out.
Well, you don't watch sports, so I'm confident you can do it.
Well, speaking of sports and cramming shit, we got one more order of business, gentlemen. And
Jesus Christ.
And that is NFL Pick Them.
Dude, in the wild card weekend, I am 0-5 so far. There's one more game.
Oh no.
I haven't. Yeah, it's brutal against spread 0-5.
Well,
and
shit.
This is
because I think you and I doubled up on a lot of our pick thems from last week.
well. I know I didn't go 0 for 5 in our pick thems because they're not against the spread. It's just picking who wins. So like I picked the Steelers +9 and the Broncos +8.5, but I didn't think they were going to win. So I picked the other teams to win, and they did win. But I just lost my bets. But like the wild card weekend annually is like my best weekend of the NFL season. Like I crushed this weekend, and it's the opposite this year. I got fucking smacked. I didn't go. I do the 5 picks a week every week for the NFL regular season. I didn't go 0-5 one week. And I'm 0-5 in the first week of the playoffs. It's brutal. And like, I have the Rams tonight. That'll be the first answer to the pick them. And I have like a bunch of money, or not a bunch of money, but I have like a bet that I made in Illinois for the Rams to make the Super Bowl. And if they make the Super Bowl, I get like, was it $2,500? So it gives me a reason to fly out to Chicago. But yeah, I mean, I have no confidence they're going to fucking get it done because I am getting just shit whipped. What, little mama? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shuddy.
So, game 1 was the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. And every single one of us picked the Chargers. But the Texans won.
Texans beat the fucking brakes off of them, too. Sorry, go ahead.
Then, in another game that was not close, the Pittsburgh Steelers traveled to Baltimore to take on the Edgar Allan Poes, and they got embarrassed as well.
Who did we pick?
We all picked the Ravens.
And who lost?
The Steelers. The Ravens won. So
we all get points?
So we're 1-1. Then
the first 4 games this weekend were some of the worst football games of the season. They were terrible to watch. Even the Eagles game. I know Shuddy's obviously happy with the result, but it was a brutal watch.
It was not a fun game to watch. None of those first 4 were.
No.
I don't even remember when I did that, but I don't like it. Then the Denver Broncos took on the Buffalo Wild Bills. Kevin and Mr. Alex Wilson both picked the Broncos, who got shit whipped by the Bills.
That failed.
Then the Green Bay Fudge Packers lost to the Philadelphia Spread Eagles. Kevin and I picked the Eagles. Geoff picked the Packers.
I'm glad that's over with.
Then tonight, the Minnesota Vikings are in they're in Arizona to face the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, so that's a game that we picked but got delayed?
No, the game was always supposed to be on Monday night, but now that fucks up next week's pick them. Because
we don't know who the Eagles are going to win.
We don't know who the Eagles are going to play.
That might have to be a text chain pick them.
I mean, we can pick it here. I mean, we know what Shuddy's going to pick, right?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. So it's gonna be the first game we're gonna pick is the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Wait, did we already blow through last week's pick thems?
Yeah.
Holy shit! What?
We just have to wait for the final results of tonight's game. You and I picked the Vikings. Geoff picked the Rams. Do either of you want to change that?
I don't think so.
Oh.
And Geoff did get his bonus point because the Eagles Packers were under 45.5 points combined.
Insel Engelfort.
Yeah, listen. This is just how badly I'm running, and like, who cares in the grand scheme of things, obviously. But the Rams, who are like my pick to win the NFC, and like they're the team I'm rooting for too because I bet money on them. They only get one home game this year in the playoffs, and the home game was moved to Arizona because of the wildfires.
Oh shit!
It's like fucking, so like they don't even have a home crowd advantage really, but still like they actually definitely don't have one this week or tonight. So first one's Chiefs Texans, right?
Chiefs Texans.
I mean,
I'm queefing.
I keep picking them, but yeah, the Queefs.
Yeah, it's random. You keep picking a fucking 15-2 team, back-to-back reigning Super Bowl champion.
Fuck. I want the Texans to beat them.
Sure,
you got to put your positive juju on it and pick them.
I'm picking the Chiefs. Then we've got the Washington Commanders versus the Detroit Lions.
I'll take the Lions.
You know what?
I'm taking the Commanders.
I'm going to command those clits.
Oh my God. Upset specials out of you guys. Wow, that would really piss Paul off. Bitch ass Paul is a Lions fan.
That is a pick with my heart because if the Lions win, then we're going to have to go to Detroit. But if the Commanders win, then we have the NFC Championship game at home. Because I don't care who the fuck the Eagles play next week. They're coming home with the W. So it's either going to be the Vikings versus the Eagles or the Rams versus the Eagles. So do you want Vikings, Rams, or Eagles, Kevin?
Oh my Christ.
Based on your pick, you picked the Vikings to win tonight. So Vikings versus Eagles.
Well, I feel like the Eagles keep on winning, so I have to pick them. It's just playing the odds, and I can't try and be fancy here, try some fancy footwork when Shuddy Boy already has a lead. Like, best I can do is stay neck and neck on certain games. But I'd feel like a real jerk off if I didn't.
I know this is a main episode thing, and it isn't fair to the people not subscribed to the Patreon. But can we make a decision on Thursday's queef or no queef? I mean, I'm gonna take the Rams regardless, but I mean the Rams could lose tonight, and then I like the Eagles. I think the Eagles will beat the Vikings.
So what we'll do is we'll just put it in as it is now, and then after the game is decided tonight, just tweet out at the Mad Scientist Party Hour Twitter if you want to change, because then everybody should be able to see it.
Gotcha.
And then we've got the Baltimore Edgar Allan Poe's facing the Buffalo Wild Bills.
No, I know you're not a football fan, Kevin, but this game is fucking sweet. It's fucking sweet. These guys, the quarterbacks are the two best quarterbacks in the league. They're going to be 1 and 2 in the MVP voting. The betting spread is even. Like, it's a coin flip. They don't. The Vegas doesn't know who's going to win.
Well,
right now the Bills are 1.5 point home underdogs on DraftKings.
Well,
okay,
I was just going to say, in honor of our homie T-Bone, I'm going to go with the Buffalo Wild Wings.
God damn it.
Bills. What the fuck?
I'll go with the Bills too.
Shuddy.
I could fucking go through concrete right now. You have me so hard.
Damn, Shuddy.
Ravens.
Oh,
I don't hate it.
look
I
at
don't,
Shuddy Boy.
it's a coin
I don't
flip. It
make
really
love.
is.
I
Oh, you're
fuck.
gonna piss off T-Bone.
I don't make
Interview.
love. I fuck.
That was just to go different than you guys. That I think the Bills have a better chance of beating Kansas City.
I do too.
Next week. But I picked the Ravens strictly to just not go with you guys on that.
Word.
So there's a different outcome on it. But I think it's a coin flip. I think it's going to be a hell of a fucking game. And I think it's going to be just body blow after body blow. I think it's going to be a game that goes down to whoever gets the ball last.
Yeah, on paper, it's a cool game. Hopefully, it lives up to it.
I'll catch the recap from you guys.
And then Geoff, your doo-doo head points.
Need him.
Me doo-doo head.
Which do we want?
Oh, I shit on myself. I can't stop crying.
We're going to go with the Texans Chiefs over under of 41.5 points.
I'll go over.
Over. Okay.
That was it. That was the doo-doo game.
That was it. Yeah, I mean,
All right.
There's less games every week. Next week, we're only going to pick 2.
I can't wait for that.
Do you you know that I don't even remember which Chappelle special he said this, but he was all like, I shit myself. I can't stop crying.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I don't know. Me and Cheech kept making that reference when we were watching Squid Game 2. Dude, I'd be so scared of us in that situation. Like, oh, I shit myself. I can't stop crying.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. If you need more MSPH in your life, or if you just want to help out your homies, go to patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. The stuff we're cranking out, I am truly proud of. I think we're crushing it. We got some really good shit coming. We got some really good shit that's out there. And if you've never peeked behind the paywall before, it is all there waiting for you. We get like little notifications like at social media, so it's always cool when seeing somebody like sign up for the first time and then they're like making their way through certain shows and just liking it. And it's like, oh, all right, this guy just binged Queef or No Queef. Or, ooh, someone started episode 1 of the Patreon shows and is making their way through.
Ooh.
Ooh, I see somebody's enjoying Dragon Ball Queef.
Just a quick final update on NFL Pick Them. Sadly, Geoff is eliminated from mathematical contention. He is 9 games out of second place with a total of, even if we give him, I mean, actually, he's not yet. He's not.
What?
There's 9 games left.
Well, thanks for that, Shuddy.
Shut up, Kevin. I'm talking out.
There's potential that Geoff can get 10 wins. But he would have to change his thing away from everything we're doing. So do you want to pick the Texans instead of the Chiefs? Because if you stick with the Chiefs, best you can hope for is a tie for second place with Kevin.
You spanked me like a dumb little baby.
I'll hope for a tie. I'll work on the Super Bowl shuffle lyrics, I guess. I don't know.
You spanked me.
I deserve it. This NFL season has been so disappointing. I deserve it. And as much as I don't want to do it, maybe I'll learn a lesson and stop picking like a bitch.
Yeah, Geoff, you stupid head. You stupid doo-doo head. Pick better. Pick them better.
And Kevin, I will either open up a 4-game lead on you after this week, or you will be tied with me.
I'm gonna
by
fucking
the
tie
end of the
your
week.
ass. I'm coming for you, Shuddy. I'm coming.
And then that'll make the AFC, that'll make championship round and then the Super Bowl even more meaningful.
Sure. But yeah, patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Come aboard, friends. We need you. We need you there. You can also watch these episodes on YouTube, youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Check it out. And you can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
Geoff Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. And at John Cooper Movie. Speaking of, lots more festivals coming up. So if you want to help out, I've noticed a lot of these festivals now, they're starting to like splinter off. So it used to just be like you submit and then you're like eligible for stuff. Now they're making you submit in like different categories. So like if you want a chance at getting like multiple awards or like, I don't know, there's like best comedy, best directing, best editing, and like you have to submit to each one. So if you get yourself a Second Coming of John Cooper poster, which you can go to etsy.com/shop/John Cooper Movie, there are signed and unsigned versions available. I will package them up safely and neatly and ship them out to you as quickly as possible. I ship every order that comes out. It's at the post office the next day. So help a brother out, helps me fund these festival circuits and all that shit, which, it piles up. But and then you get a fucking sweet, legit movie poster out of it. I mean, it is a cool fucking poster. Look at that. Shuddy and I both got it hanging up on the wall.
I was on a
Might as well
work,
get up there soon.
I was on a work Zoom, and somebody commented on it asking about it.
Nice.
They're like, I've heard of Guardians of, they were like, that Guardians of the Galaxy poster is really cool, but I've never heard of the Second Coming of John Cooper, and I got to explain it to them.
Oh, you know I'm in that one.
I did not tell them that part.
Ah.
I just sung your praises.
Well, thank you, friend. And let's sing our other friends' praises. Jeff Clark, Outkick Bets. Subscribe.
Yeah, probably not doing any praise for how I've been betting the NFL lately, but only 3 more podcasts left. One for the divisional round, one for the conference championship, and one for the NFL. The Super Bowl, then going to convert to golf and NBA podcasts until next NFL football season. But I pretty much need to win out to break even for these playoffs. Hopefully it starts tonight. I don't know. You'll be seeing me and do the Super Bowl shuffle though. So
Yeah. Or if you
gives
just
you
want
an idea of how well it's went for me this year.
if you just want to hear more of Jeff's voice, that's a way to get it.
I'm very nervous that I have
Absolutely.
a micro grundle. Perfect.
All right, everybody, thank you again for listening. But until next time, something